We're talking logos. Welcome back to the Defending Football Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Today we are ranking the 8 logos for each of the 8 teams in the UFL. This is a pretty interesting shakeup because we got 3 brand new teams, we got 1 rebrand, and we got 1 logo that came back. So a lot different than the UFL a few years ago when I made that video. So I do want to preface this right away by saying I actually like all of these logos. Just because you're at number 8 or number 7 or something like that doesn't mean I don't like your logo. It just means I think I like the other ones a little bit more. So let's get right into it. At number 8, we have the Louisville Kings. Yes, I know, Louisville, relax. I have you at 8, but someone had to be there. I actually very much do like this logo. I don't know if I love having another horse team in the league. I mean, we have 2 horse teams and only 8 teams here. But I think the name the Kings works really well for this. And if this logo is encased in kind of like a badge look with a crown on top because they are the Kings, of course. It's a little bit busy, but still, at the end of the day, I do like it. I think the thing that brings this down is the colors. We're going to have to see it on helmets and merchandise and stuff like that. Obviously, we have a still image right now. Seeing how they incorporate it may help its score, but for right now, I think it's at number 8. Let me know if you disagree down below. At number 7, we have the Orlando Storm. Man, this really pains me to put the Orlando Storm at 7 because I really like this one. But when I'm looking at it objectively against the other logos, I don't think it stands up as well, although it is one of my personal favorites. But I had to put that aside and say, is it actually one of the best logos in the league? No. But the colors are very interesting to me. I really do like this color scheme. I'm very interested to see what they do with uniforms. But of course, leaning into that storm look, you have a lightning bolt going through the center. And of course, you have a hurricane storm looking O right there for Orlando. People are saying this looks very similar to other logos that are storm logos. I mean, what are you going to do for a storm? There's only so much you can do, I guess. You don't want to put a cloud with a lightning bolt or something like that. So I like the direction they went with this. I'm not really going to crap on it because I really do like it. It just sucks, but it's at number 7, so sorry, Orlando. At number 6, we have the Houston Gamblers. Now, I think I'm in the minority that the old Houston Gamblers logo is actually inferior to this one. Now hear me out, relax. Now hear me out, I know the old logo is much more clever. The G turns into Texas and the inside of the G with the star where Houston is. Very good. The problem is the outside of the G makes the G look very unserious and kind of like a playful look. I don't know why, but that's the vibes I get when I look at it. It's not tough, it's not intimidating, but it is clever. Now this logo is a lot more straightforward and less creative, but yet it's balanced very well, and it looks tougher and more serious. Personally, I like it better, but going forward to the other teams, I think 6 is a decent spot for it. I think it's tough, it's going to look good on helmets, it's going to look good on merchandise, but it's not one of the top 5 best logos in the league. So number 6, that's the Gamblers, baby. At number 5, we have the Birmingham Stallions. I actually really like the flow of direction with this logo. You have a very mean looking stallion, which I very much like. Obviously, this team has a lot of clout and 3 championships behind them, but I'm not going to let that play into the fact that if you get rid of the words Birmingham Stallions on it, it's a little awkward on merchandise and things like that. On the helmet, I think it looks fantastic, but having a logo where the base color is white is pretty unique. So at the end of the day, I really do like the Birmingham Stallions logo, but it could be better. I'm not sure how I would change it, but for some reason, I just get that vibe. So we're going to put it at number 5. At number 4, welcome to the UFL Columbus. The Columbus Aviators. Very cool name, by the way. Obviously, you have an A for Aviators, and then you got a little propeller for the bar of the A right there. And then if you look a little closer, you have a C going around the A for Columbus, and the logo is showing some nice direction. The color scheme is very nice for this logo as well. I'm glad they went with this color scheme. I hope they do some Houston Oiler looking uniforms, although we're going to see what the Renegades do, I don't know. But regardless, this logo is very well balanced with color, and I think it'll look really nice on merchandise and the uniforms. So when it comes down to it, it's right in the middle of the list, and I think it's a pretty good logo, guys. At number 3, you have your DC Defenders. Obviously, I am a DC Defenders fan, so I am slightly biased. It's not in the top 2, but definitely top 3. I think the DC Defenders logo is solid, and there's a reason why they didn't touch it at all. It's pretty simple. You got the letter D with a C inside of it with a star in the middle. Very clever, very easy to look at, and it's a classic looking UFL logo at this point. I was a big fan of the 2020 DC Defenders logo, but this one is clearly better now. It just took time to grow on me. You get that nice red and that punching white, and you got a little bit of gray to give it that three-dimensional type look. Let me know if you agree or disagree down below, but I think the DC Defenders are at number 3. At number 2, yes, the St. Louis Battlehawks. Now I do have a gripe with this. As you can see, the current logo is sick. The problem is they slightly tweaked it. I don't know why they love tweaking the Battlehawks logo every time anything happens. But as you can see, that is the new version to the right there. We don't have a good picture of it, so it's super grainy. Sorry about that. Looks like they got rid of a wing on each side for some reason. I think the one they had before was actually better, and they kind of nerfed it a little bit. That being said, the concept is still great. The colors are still great, and it's still an iconic logo. Honestly, if I didn't tell some of you guys that they changed it, you probably wouldn't have even known. But for the love of God, stop touching the Battlehawks logo. Just relax. Anyway, it is still good enough to bring it up to number 2. Looks great on merchandise as well. So, moving on to number 1. Yes, you guessed it. It is the Dallas Renegades. Moving from Arlington back to Dallas, as it should have always been, by the way. The Renegades get rid of their disgusting R logo and bring back the Bandit. Thank you. Guys, this Bandit logo is absolutely unbeatable. This is a clear number 1 choice. You have a fantastic balance of color. You got black, baby blue, and red. Fantastic color scheme. The eyes of the Bandit are glowing red. I mean, there's really not much to say. The shape, the color, the balance, it's perfect. The fact that they went away from this logo at all, shame on you, XFL 2023. This is the only logo from 2020 that you should not have touched whatsoever. I hope they take that R logo and never use it again. This logo is so good that they couldn't help actually throwing it back on their helmets this year before they even officially changed their logo back. That's how good it was. Fans wanted it that bad. And it looked way better. I'm not a Renegades fan or anything, but damn, I might buy some Renegades merch just because of how cool this is. Anyway, do you guys agree with my list? Let me know what should go up, what should go down, and how wrong I really am. So thank you guys so much for watching, and for the love of football, defend football, baby!